Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Advice for Kids and Teens. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in with me today. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you. Okay, so today's video is going to be about pet safety and the different things that you should and shouldn't feed your pet, the importance of having a dog tag, and just what is xylitol. Pet food. Okay, so for those of you that have been paying attention to the news, there has been a lot of pet food recalls recently, and right now I have Allie on Purina Pro Plan Sport Blend, and I don't believe it's ever been recalled, but I do keep a sharp eye on it to make sure that it hasn't been recalled, and I think you can Google it. There are certain websites that let you sign up for a notification to let you know specifically if your dog food has been recalled. As loving pet owners, you definitely don't want to give your dog something that's been recalled for some reason or another. You want to make sure that you're feeding your dog the very best so that they can live a long and healthy life and not end up in the hospital or with some type of illness that they never, would have gotten to begin with. So this brings me to what your dogs should and shouldn't have. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't give my dogs marrow bones, specifically because we had a dog once that got their bottom jaw around the marrow bone and it got stuck, and they actually had to go to the emergency vet to get it cut off. They had to get put to sleep and it had to get pretty much sawed off. This is my grandparents' dog, so my grandparents did everything they could to try to get this bone off, and they pretty much had to go to the vet to get it off because it would not come off any other way. So I also don't give them any kind of rawhide bone because those have slivers in them and they can get those stuck in their throat, or they can get lodged in their stomach, which can lead to a bunch of different complications. So what I do recommend is the Nylabone. I put a little bit of peanut butter on it sometimes and put it in the freezer, and then I give it to them when, she's being really good. And her Kong toy. She loves Kong. I put a bunch of peanut butter in it, some dog treats. Occasionally, I will give her some food in it. I also give her carrots. She loves carrots. And carrots are very healthy for dogs, like I say, with moderation. I give my dog a really nice treat about once a week. I fill up her Kong with treats every morning, and I try to give it to her right before we go to school and then right when we come home from school, kind of as a reward. But I give her a little special treat at least once a week. So other things that your dog shouldn't have are table scraps. Basically, because it's extra calories that they are getting on top of their dog food, and they can become obese, pretty much gaining so much weight because of these extra calories. You're not really realizing you're giving the dog. Now, there are also certain table scraps that the dog shouldn't have at all because it leads to certain health complications. It can lead to kidney, liver, lung, heart, everything, all of that failure, and it's just not healthy. They shouldn't have garlic, they shouldn't have onions, they cannot have grapes at all, raisins included, but they can have chicken, they can have salmon, they can have bananas, they can have apples minus the seeds, they can have peaches minus the seed, they can have carrots, they can have lemon. There's so many different things that they can and can't have that is very important to watch out for because your dogs can end up very sick if you don't pay close attention to it. So last but not least, the importance of microchipping your dog and also getting them a dog tag. Now, the logic behind it that I see is if the old lady down the street, for example, happens to find your dog and she knows that it belongs somewhere down the street, but she's not 100% as to where, what house specifically. She knows that, you go on walks with the dog and all this other stuff, and the dog just happened to get out of the yard maybe, or get out of your control. And this old lady is looking pretty much for dog tag, because back in the day, that's all they had to identify. They had a little dog tag that said where they lived. They didn't have these microchips. So she's probably not going to think twice about it. And so in order to sort of bring to light and find the owner in a more sufficient manner for her, she would have to look at the tag, even though there's no tag. So she might decide, well, I'll just let the dog go and maybe it'll find its way back, or maybe I'll keep the dog and see if someone comes around looking for it, or maybe I'll have my son or daughter take it into the Humane Society and see if they can't find a home for it, because at this point it's just a lost stray dog since it doesn't have a tag. I mean, it might have a collar, some rabies tags, but it doesn't have a tag saying where you live. Now, I understand completely with the price of a tag being so high that you might think twice about it. You're like, oh, well, I'm not going to spend, $14, $15 or more to go and get a tiny piece of metal with my name on it and my address. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. I understand that. But there are places out there where you can get the dog tag for probably roughly under $5. I got mine on Amazon for Allie, and I got our name and address, phone number, everything on it. And it was only, I think, $3.99 on Amazon. And at first I was very skeptical. I'm like, well, if the rest of them are like $14 or $15, this one must not be so good. But I told my mom, I was like, it's going to be a shot in the dark ordering this and seeing if it is any good. And it turns out it was actually very good. And we ended up getting another tag for my grandpa's dog. And it's been, since August, and it's still in pretty good shape, actually. You can still clearly see everything on it, and it's been really great. Okay, finally, to wrap things up, I just wanted to talk briefly about xylitol, because it is in everything, people. Oh my goodness. If you Google the word xylitol, it is in everything. And it's toxic to dogs. It is more toxic than chocolate. And for those that don't know what it is a substitute sugar that is supposedly more healthy for humans, but toxic to dogs. So I don't get how that makes any logical sense, that it's healthier for humans, but very toxic to dogs. And it pretty much is now in everything. It is in everything from sugar-free gum. Xylitol's in it. Peanut butter, makeup, other household products. And it is insane the amount of products that are on this list that xylitol is actually in. It's in human toothpaste, okay? And pretty much if they get a hold of it, it can lead to so many different complications with their health. And I had a jar of peanut butter. You guys just heard me talking about how I put peanut butter in her Kong that I was constantly using, the same brand, just every time. And I was like, oh no. When I first found out, I was like, oh no, does my peanut butter contain this? Does it have natural sweeteners and sugars and such? Or is it disguised with this xylitol ingredient? Because sometimes if you read the label, it'll say sugar-free or substituted sugar or concentrated sugar. It has a lot of disguised words in it, and you really want to be careful with those. So I looked up the peanut butter brand that I was using at the time, and thankfully, a sigh of relief when I found out that they do not use the ingredient xylitol as a substitute sugar. And it's also in honey, and peanut butter has honey in it as well. So you want to make sure that you double check all of those ingredients on the label and Google it, because you really want to make sure it doesn't have it. Because I was thinking, oh my God, I was making them sick all along and I didn't know it. I was like getting ready to cry because I'm like, no, I could be harming them. This is bad. It's very bad. I love my pets to death, and I would do anything for them, including all of this research to make sure that they are safe, happy, and healthy. And now that I have a leader dog, she is just amazing. And honestly, she is my best friend, and I love her so much. She is my little baby. And just like parents, when they first have a new baby, they read all these parenting books, and they're like, okay, well, we can't give our baby this until they turn this age, or, we can't give our baby this because they can't handle it yet, or, all these developmental books and things like that that you read, and knowledge that you gain from becoming a new parent is pretty much the same thing when you get a pet. As a pet parent, you want to make sure that your dogs are happy and healthy and just safe. And that is what I've been doing. And it is incredible to me how much you have to watch out for. I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand that once you have a pet, you really need to try to take care of them the best you can. I look at Allie and I'm like, I really got a good one. I did. And she is the most sweetest dog you could ever have. On top of being a service dog, she is just the most sweetest little thing you could ever have. She puts her head on my lap when I'm doing my homework or something, and I'm sitting on the floor with her. And she's like, all right, Mom, are we done? Can we go play? I'm like, sure, let's go, and it's just been a blessing to have her. And I wanted to make this video to say that I try my best to take care of her and hope that she lives long and healthy. And I hope you guys like this video and enjoy. Thank you guys so much for all of your support and all of your feedback with my last video and bringing her into the vlog. You guys have been amazing, and I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so to end this podcast, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my friends Kayla and Cassie. They both have YouTube vlogs, so I will link them down below, and feel free to check them out. They talk about things related to blindness and their journey through independence and navigating through blindness and other things as well. Things like going to college, living independently for the first time, all of those different things. So yeah, feel free to check them out. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more videos. Also, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Blogger. See you next time. Bye!